Hey guys, Brian here. Really quick before we get started. First, very big thank you for those of you who have been sticking around with our incredibly inconsistent schedule. I need to apologize. Turns out, back in the day when I was doing my work from home job, I had a brilliant schedule and it was very easy to get episodes out on time. And now that I've shifted back to working from the office, my old schedule, it doesn't fucking work anymore. So, our episodes have gotten real janky schedule-wise. Luckily, they're still very good, and we have a great episode for you here today. We will probably be missing a few weeks here and there over the transition from this show to the next show, but then once we get back up and running, we hope to be at a nice, consistent schedule again. So thank you for your patience. We really do appreciate it, and I hope you enjoy the show. Bye! Hi, welcome to Binge Buddy. Why we do the shadows? My name is Bryan Dressel. With me, as always, is Joel, Monster, DeWitte.
I've usurped the zombie dog as the first intro, huh?
I'm just so excited about this one. I had to do it first. Can you guess the name of the movie?
No.
It's Monsters.
They just call it Monsters.
Yeah, it's just called Monsters. And like I said, it's a really good movie. You should.
I had to
watch
guess
it.
that.
I mean, add it to the list of things I haven't seen yet that I should.
Did you see have you been watching any of the new Godzilla movies?
No.
So we also have Matt. Hold on, I gotta actually go find your nickname. I scrolled way too far past it.
That's a really weird nickname.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh, here we go. It's I'm gonna use the same joke twice this week. We have this is so fucking stupid. Matt, Zombie Dog, Anaconda, Dykes.
Is that from Anaconda?
It might be.
See, I thought you were just gonna call him Monster too.
Yeah.
Nah,
Monster 2 or Monster 2?
Monster as well.
Oh, right, okay. I was wondering, is there a Monsters sequel?
I'm sure there is somewhere.
I actually don't think there is, because it's a Gareth Edwards thing. Like, that guy, he does good movies. Godzilla's really good. I liked it the most out of all the most recent Godzilla movies. It's actually the only one I legitimately enjoyed. I think he does good stuff. Check it out.
Didn't he do Rogue One as well, Gareth?
I was just going to say, he also did Rogue One, which was awesome. Good director. You should check out Monsters if you haven't seen it. Anaconda, though, if you haven't seen it, I'm not sure if we're still friends, because, it's Anaconda. It's a must.
That's the one with Jennifer
John
Lopez
Voight.
as well.
John Voight, Jennifer Lopez, Ice Cube. Owen Wilson's in this one.
Yeah, I remember seeing it years and years and years ago on Channel 4. It was terrible.
I saw it in theaters. I own it on DVD. God. I own it on Blu-ray. I own it on fucking Laserdisc. Anaconda is the best movie ever made. I can't believe I just said that. But I'm going to hold by it until I change my mind.
Well, someone's going to hack into your computer and take that little snippet out. I'm going to hold that over you.
I mean, that'd be fine. I just told you how many times I own it. I can make that argument.
You have a Laserdisc player?
Of course I do. I have a Betamax player.
Yeah,
I guess I should have just assumed that.
Yeah, hold on. I'm touching my Betamax player right now. You can't see it, but it's happening.
Seductively?
Well, I mean, it was too hard to do seductively. Like, I had to be able to do it and still reach the microphone. So it's mostly just like one finger's kind of getting there.
I don't love that phrasing.
All right, let's talk about what we do in the shadows, not me fingering Betamax players.
I feel like, there's a Laszlo quote in here somewhere. It's like,
somewhere in there, Laszlo's losing his mind.
One finger's all you need, darling.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm very bummed to talk about this episode, because this episode means that we're done with what we do in the shadows for now. Because like I mentioned earlier, we might come back and do seasons 3 and 4 at some point once 4 is done. But at least for now, this is it. This is the end. This is the season 2 finale. Nouveau Théâtre de Vampires. It might be a little bit closer to French than I got last week. What a great fucking finale this is.
Oh yeah. Brings back Jermaine Clement.
Yep.
Vlad.
Yep, brings back Vlad, brings back the idea of a whole bunch of other people that are there but not there, and it rings that like, oh, this is a season finale very well. Like there's a lot of times where, like, especially in comedies, where you get to the season finale and it's just like either, to bring it back to what you mentioned last week with The Office, where it's like the season finale is gonna have this huge moment and it's gonna be a cliffhanger to bring you back next season, or it'll just kind of peter out and it's like, oh, that was just another episode. And I feel like this one does a great job of striding that line of being both a huge moment that's all about next season and also just kind of being another episode.
I appreciate this show has always done a great job so far of assuming it's going to still be there.
Yeah.
If there's one thing I take umbrage with on some shows is that they'll try to have this closed loop, but then they'll just like tease out a little bit of a possibility. It's that sort of uncertainty that it's like, oh, just go all in. Like, make your choice one way or another,
Yeah, just if you want to have another season, write it like you're going to have another season. Now, all of that said, if this was the series finale, I think I would have loved this ending. I get why people wouldn't, but the idea that it just kind of ends on just like, well, that's not where I expected that to go, I think would have just... It would have really warmed my heart.
It would be very What We Do in the Shadows as well. Like, to have it in that kind of, that vein of, it's an ending, but it's kind of not an ending. Not everything's wrapped up in a nice bow.
Yeah, but it's also like, if you never saw anything after this, you'd be like, you kind of guess where it goes, like kind of how like you can kind of figure it out, and it'd be fine. And then like season 3, like before season 3 even premiered, they were announced season 4, so like that one, like very clearly, like that's just like, oh, this is a huge cliffhanger for what's going to happen next. Whereas this one, I don't think they had that same treatment. I don't think season 3 was greenlit when they were making season 2. So this one, they really had to be brave, make their choices. Like, no, we want to leave the door open as wide as possible for season 2. Like, we're not really going to wrap anything up, and they really don't. Like at the end of
if anything, this episode just raises even more questions. It doesn't wrap anything up at all.
So beginning of this episode, Nandor's... Let's just jump into it. So the beginning of this episode, Nandor is trapped in his coffin because Guillermo has quit. And Nandor cannot figure out how to get out of his coffin. He assumes that Guillermo's sitting on it or playing hide and seek, and it's just that most adorable, "Are you hiding?" It's just that disappointment, like, oh no, he doesn't realize what's going on here, does he? And then
I do love that. I'm about to disembark from my coffin. There's no one to hold my hand.
Oh, just that sheer disappointment when he finally gets to his little room and just the note that says sorry.
Yeah.
It's like, took advantage of him. This is what happens when you abuse your workers for fucking 11 years.
Yeah.
Sooner or later, too much will be too much.
Wow, 11 years, though, man.
I mean, I guess they do say 10 years a lot. I guess because the show starts at the 10-year anniversary, and maybe it hasn't been a full year yet.
I'd say it's 11 years. I'm just thinking, like, that he stuck it out for that long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like that's a long time to be like, no, he's gonna hold that promise. He's definitely gonna hold that promise.
I've always seen the relationship between them as like abused housewife versus the abuser. Now, you when you're in that scenario where you are taking punishment like that day in and day out, it's easy to sort of slip into just expecting that as the norm and accepting it, right? Yeah. And then for some people, it's like you need to reach that breaking point, like the straw that broke the camel's back, in order to snap out of it and realize it's untenable.
You mean like becoming a semen delivery guy?
One might feel that is the case.
Yeah, I can see how that would push someone over the edge.
Yeah, especially, and that's like this thing like we were kind of talking last week was like that one job in and of itself is an actual job that people have. It's not that bad. But it's the idea that he's doing that on top of everything else he's doing, and I can see, all right, we found the moment. We got there. And he's happy to leave. He goes back to live with his mom. His mom's really happy to have him. He's not quite as happy to be with his mom, but it's kind of sweet for 10 seconds. But while he's there, oh boy, the man, I want to say the gang. What were we calling them before the gang? The Cauldron.
Cauldron.
The Cauldron Cauldron's having it rough without Guillermo around. I don't think they really understand how much Guillermo was doing for all of them. He was not just Nandor's familiar, and I think they kind of figure that out. Well, they don't figure it out. They should figure it out pretty quick, where their place desperately needs to be decorpsed.
Decorpsed, cleaned,
put out because it's currently on fire.
Laundry.
Yeah.
Just that moment, like Nandor, did you forget to blow out these candles? Those candles are not in my room, so I do not put them out. Like, what broken reasoning is that? Nadja, now the wall is all wet. I'm not going to dry off that wall. Yeah, they're in a rough state.
It highlights again just how infantile they are. They've infantilized themselves through these familiars that have just waited on them hand to foot. So the second they're done, they're completely falling apart.
Yeah.
And then then you've got the tripping over bodies, Colin Robinson slipping in all the blood as well, which is just absolutely hilarious.
And you actually see him lose his temper a little bit. He does not like this place being as gross as it is. It's really annoying him.
And all of us are, and I just just go change into another beige suit. I love Colin Robinson's reply to that. I'll just say I was got in a bus accident or something.
Which what an insane thing to say when showing up to work covered in blood. Like, I was in a bus accident.
Yeah.
You're covered in blood.
It's not your blood either.
Don't you think you should probably, I don't know, go talk to the police, maybe? Nah, it's just a bus accident. Oh, man. So, as they're, showing how bad things are without Guillermo there, they then get invited to go to the Theater of Vampires. And it's something they've always wanted to do, and they never got that invite. And now they've got it. And they are just so excited. And they realize they have no clothes, though, because Guillermo hasn't been there doing their clothes.
Yeah. So Colin Robinson offers to do it, but at great personal risk to himself, and in return for him being able to move out of the room in the basement to the other room in the basement.
Laszlo's response is, "You can do that now." What are you talking about? Doesn't Nando's, if you do this, you can have my room. Oh, yeah. No. I want the other room. And when he's explaining it afterwards, oh, yeah, so the deal is I already had to go to the dry cleaners, but if I didn't make it sound so dramatic, I'd be doing it all the time. If you do it once or twice, now suddenly you're the go-to guy.
Yeah, that tracks.
Yeah.
100% tracks.
And I feel like Colin Robinson is missing out on some prime meals there. I almost feel bad for him. Colin Robinson, where are my clothes? That amount of annoyance, he's just leaving prime rib on the table. Why wouldn't he want to be the go-to guy for laundry? How annoying could he be being the go-to guy for laundry? Come on.
Can you imagine how much he could eat at the laundry place though, as well?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Bringing all the vampire clothes. I mean, granted, after a while, they'll be like, this guy brings so many old-fashioned clothes just soaked in blood. Maybe we should call the cops. So there could be a problem, but...
Oh, he would be that guy that uses every single washer.
Oh, my God.
And then after he gets done with a load, just puts more in. He has 2 loads of laundry that he has to sort through that.
Oh, my... I can say I've not been that guy, but I've been in a laundromat with that guy, and it's annoying as fuck.
He broke the vending machine that has all the laundry detergent in it.
Oh, he either breaks that vending machine or he accidentally bumps into the stop all washing machine button.
There you go.
Every now and then just hits that.
Why did we not get a scene of him at the laundry? Because that would have been hilarious.
I mean, because this episode is so jam-packed with everything else that we just haven't gotten to yet. Is why we don't have that
and
scene.
as funny as that would be, it's more or less his shtick that we've seen a lot already.
Yeah, I suppose we've seen that with the when he's driving the car and blocks the Brooklyn Bridge.
I'm just as mad as you are.
Yeah, this is as annoying for me as it is for you.
And then just a look into the camera.
It's such a minor moment, but we brought that moment up so many times this season.
I think
that might
it's
be
one
one
of
of the best moments of the season.
It's definitely my top 5 moments of the season, 100%. It's just his entire outfit as well. It's so good. Fucking old-timey driving gloves and goggles.
I forgot about the goggles. That is such a good moment. Just unbelievably good moment. All right, but back to this episode.
Yeah,
so
back to this episode.
Yeah, we're going to leave the first episode of the season behind and keep talking about the last. So they get their clothes, they get everything set up. They're going to go to the theater, and they're very excited about it. They get to that theater, and man, who's who is there? Like they just start going the list. Even who's who of the energy vampires are there? What was her name? Pamela.
Pamela, yeah.
Pamela.
And Tom, was there a guy called Tom?
I don't remember a Tom. There very well could be though. This is an episode that I've only now seen. Every time I watch this season, I watch it, but I don't go out of my way for this one. Not because I don't like it. It's a fantastic episode. It just doesn't. It feels great as a season end cap, so I just don't go to it as often. So there's so many jokes in there that I feel like I should rewatch a few times because like every time I do see it, I pick out something new. So there very well could be a Tom. But I also love that. Did you guys ever believe this wasn't a trap?
No.
I from the very get-go, I'm like, oh, they're screwed. They shouldn't go to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little too like, number one, what point are they being invited to something prestigious when they're a bunch of shit hitters? Like,
yeah,
they are B-tier vampires in the vampire world. And like even Colin Robinson, the only reason he got included into the council is because they needed some token person from Staten Island to be a part of it.
And they needed some weird Dilbert-looking guy. Yeah, so I was right there too. The whole time,
the council has been trying to kill them as well.
Well, they kind of stopped doing that after a minute. Like the show was smart enough to know that if they kept ringing that bell the whole time, there was no way that when they got to this episode, we wouldn't see it coming. But I still think most fans of the show would have seen it coming. And then when eventually you get to Guillermo going back to visit for a moment, and then he's talking to the Nadia ghost doll, and he's like, oh yeah, they went to this theater to prove to how good they are without you. And he's taking a look at it. He's like, oh, look at that. It's clearly the Vampiric Council. This is obviously a trap. Like, who would go to this? Oh, they definitely went to that. Oh God, they're all going to die. And it's so smartly done that when we get the reveal there, then we get the reveal at the show. And it's just like, I love everything about Jermaine Clement coming out and his entire spiel and showing like the four of them on the stage and they're going to lop off all their heads. Like, it's just so brilliantly done.
The people who are the actors playing the Cauldron as well, fucking hilarious. Like,
oh my God.
The guy playing, I think it's the one playing Nandor, has just got this really stupid grin on his face the whole time. And what looks like fake fangs as well. Like,
it totally does. It totally looks like fake fangs.
Are they not
and the best thing about it is like, I love that they're like, we would never do this, and like all of their mannerisms, everything they're doing, I'm like, this feels so spot on. Like, I get that it's heightened, but it's also like, yeah, I agree. Nadia would never high five anyone, but everything else she'd probably do.
Mm-hmm.
So it was so funny though, where she's like, I would never high five. my favorite line in that whole sequence though is from Colin Robinson, where she goes,
"Well, of course.
I'll be honest with you, my lookalike is kind of giving me a chub." I've watched it 3 times this episode, and every time I howl with laughter at that bit.
Yeah,
it's a very, very good Colin Robinson line. Like, it's just like that pure Colin Robinson. Like, you can say he's honest, he's being honest, but he's also kind of annoying everyone around him. Like, that's just what he does.
Yep.
It's like earlier, I know how he did that. Will you just let me enjoy it, please?
Oh God, Colin Robinson. So yeah, the show goes on. They're outed for all of the murders that Guillermo's been doing this season. They bring up every single murder that's happened, and they're like, we didn't do any of this shit. I was like, no, it's been Guillermo every time.
Yeah.
Every time.
I do find it quite amusing that like they are getting blamed for all the kills that Guillermo did. Like, even the ones where they had no interaction with that family, but Guillermo killed the family, and then they were getting blamed for it.
Yeah, it's so inconceivable to all these vampires that some pathetic familiar could dismantle vampires that way. And I
And
love
the best thing about it is like they have it baked into the play. Like they're expecting them to blame Guillermo. They have an actor primed and ready to go in case they blame Guillermo. Like, oh, blaming the familiar. Yes, we've all done it. And then they have that guy come out dressed as Guillermo to fake fight a vampire.
What would that look like? What would that look like? And then real Guillermo comes in and absolutely just kills.
He kills the room. He kills
Literally.
everyone in the room except for Jermaine Clement, just in case they want to use him again at some point. Like he just sees him come in and start murdering. He's like, "Oh, I'm out." Turns into a bat and leaves. But I really do enjoy like that entire sequence of Guillermo just murdering everybody. It's fun. Like it's just like, oh wow, this is everything that he's been training to do. Like it kind of harkens back to when he murders the family, but like he actually has emotional stake here. It's not just like it's not like fight or flight. This is like, oh, I need to save those vampires by murdering these vampires.
Yeah,
And he goes nuts.
and there's like the cutaways to the cauldron. Like there's like a line. I think it's Nadja. You just sort of hear in the distance, just going, "Is this still part of the performance?"
Yeah.
But
I
then
also
it's
like
just the cut to Laszlo just going, "He's killing vampires."
that's all he's like. That's his only comment. Is like, oh, he's doing it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're just sort of fine with it. I mean, like, the one rule that they've made very clear, all the way back to the movie when we covered that, is that vampires don't kill vampires.
right.
Like, that's the only rule they have. Like, just don't do it. And here they are watching hundreds of vampires just get slaughtered by Nandor's former familiar. And it's just like, oh, wow. He's quite good at that.
He's good. He's on our team.
Yeah. And I like it's getting crazier and crazier and crazier, and the camera gets cut out. Like they knock over the camera, I don't remember exactly what happens, and the camera comes back on, and there's Guillermo in a room of just dead, like blood-soaked bodies. Just he succeeded. He pulled it off.
And what I love about that as well is that's clearly a budgetary thing. Like they didn't have the money to do like a huge action sequence, and rather trying to sort of cheapen it a little bit and do the whole action sequence but cheaper. They put all the budget and stunt work into like the first 30 seconds and just have the camera cut out. I think it's a brilliant way of doing that, because then you like in your mind you're just filling in the gaps of like how insane that fight scene could have actually been.
Well, and it also kind of goes like we've already kind of seen this action sequence once this season, and this isn't like a comic book show where we need an action sequence in every single episode. So it kind of makes sense. Like we saw him take out an entire building of vampires when he killed the family earlier in the season.
Yeah.
So like if we do it again here, we're just doing it again. So they just made it a little bit different, made a different type of vampires, and just cut out when they don't need it anymore. It worked brilliantly. It works exactly how you want it to.
Like the way they shoot like Guillermo climbing up the building as well is brilliant. It's clearly a stunt person doing the climbing, and then he sort of like goes over the side, and then you have the actor playing Guillermo just look over and go, "Oh yeah!" Like, and I love stuff like that because it goes back to the old in-camera tricks, let's hide the stunt performer, and then we'll swap the actual actor in just so the audience buys that it's actually him doing it.
Yeah,
and it's so like easy to do really as well,
and it's effective. It works. It's funny.
Yeah.
But then we get to the end of the episode, and this is the big cliffhanger. The cauldron finally sees that their familiar has actually been murdering vampires this whole time. It wasn't just poor why am I blanking on her name?
Carol,
thank you. It wasn't just poor
yeah.
Carol. He's killed many vampires at this point. And Carol actually didn't make the play either. Poor Carol.
She was in the In Memoriam video though.
She was in the Memoriam video, but I guess they didn't blame the cauldron for her. So we have this huge moment. He's standing there, and he finally says his name. He is Guillermo de la Cruz. And his response is, "I don't give a fuck what your name is. I had to pick up my own laundry." And that's it. Done. Season 2.
Such a good ending as well. Is that like that's how you do a cliffhanger.
Yeah. That's what I mean in the beginning of this episode when we started recording it. If that had been the end of What We Do in the Shadows, it would have stung a little bit, but I would have liked it.
Yeah.
it made sense for the show. Like the way that last line just undercuts that dramatic moment is just the perfect encapsulation of the tone and personality of the show.
Yeah, it's that style of humor that Marvel tries to pull off in like every one of their movies. It's like excuse me, of trying to subvert the moment, like the Doctor Strange thing when they have the super sad moment and then the cape comes in and wipes the tear away, like that sort of stuff that Marvel's been trying to perfect forever, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. This is my best example of it, I think, ever. Like this moment works perfectly. And it's just because of how dramatic the whole murder was. Then he finally declares who he is, and then it's just like, I had to pick up my own laundry. Out of anything to complain about, it's just such a minute thing. It's like, oh, that's perfect. That's exactly what I want out of this comedic beat.
And the thing is, it's not even that you've been killing vampires. It's literally that he had to pick up his own laundry.
I was inconvenienced one afternoon.
Yeah,
that's number one.
It shows the level of respect they still have for Guillermo, despite him just being this beastly vampire killer, or lack thereof.
Yeah. I mean, which is shown more like when you get to season 3. Not they all know who he is, like that. Like then you get the real character change with Guillermo and all that. But it is kind of like, it does really show that. Like no, they know they need Guillermo. They will never say those words out loud, but they know.
Yeah.
Is there anything else in this episode that we missed you really want to touch on, or should we move into our favorite moments?
The Nadja doll.
What about the Nadja doll? Just her saying that they were kidnapped, or was there something else?
No, I'm just saying, like, Nadja doll was back.
Oh yeah. I always love the Nadja doll. She's great.
I do like as well when Guillermo's going, oh my god, and then like he goes off and he's like, good luck. You just hear in the background, just faintly in the background, just going, good luck. I do not think you will succeed.
Oh, always with the negging, that Nadja doll.
Yep,
she's fun.
I really she's Nadja.
Oh yeah, she just is Nadja. I really do
form.
wish this show had a bigger following so they could release that Nadja doll as like something you could buy.
Yes,
because I would absolutely buy it.
God,
yeah, we would have one in our home too.
Like, there's no doubt about it. Like, if they'd made it like like those Halloween decorations you get, like they're like sensors, so when you walk by it says something, I'd buy it in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah, and it's just negging, just like
yeah.
It'd be like,
oh, you gonna wear that today?
What a terrible costume.
Like, I would be so happy to own that. But this show just doesn't quite have that big of a following. It has a very big following, don't get me wrong.
Let's get a
big
Kickstarter done.
Oh my god. I think it'd be more of a petition, because Kickstarter means that I'm going to be making it. And I think I've made it abundantly clear my feelings on work.
Yeah. I mean, I just wouldn't know what to do. Robotics and things are not my strongest suit.
Yeah, no. Like, do you need help? Like IT support? I'm your guy. But beyond that, we could be in a little bit of trouble.
I mean, I can only really support you in a very specific piece of software, which I don't think any of you will be using unless you own care homes, which I doubt.
So we are definitely the right people to make this Nadja doll.
Exactly.
Flawless
100%.
decision making.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's move into our moments then. Joel, I don't think you've gone first for favorite moments in a long time. Do you want to go first this week?
Yeah, sure. Matt took mine.
Oh, sorry.
That's fine. The Nadja doll, in the distance saying "Good luck. I do not think you will succeed." It's so wonderfully blunt, but also the Nadja doll is always so like pleasant sounding.
Yeah.
So even she's saying these cutting things, it just sounds so nice.
I think my favorite moment in this episode has to be the call out from Jermaine Clement to Colin Robinson. And then they escaped with the help of some Dilbert-looking guy, and they just cut to Colin Robinson, and just that look of like, oh, I'm being included. Oh, I'm supposed to be here. And then, like, as soon as he gets called out, then he starts getting a little mouthy. Just, oh, shut up, Pamela. He was so nervous about being seen in front of Pamela, and now that he's in this situation, just does not care anymore. I think it's just great. Matt, did you have one beyond the Nadja doll showing up again, or was that your moment?
No, I've got fucking hell, I've got shitloads of moments. So there's, I think the bit where Colin, where they're on about trying to find out who Guillermo's name, and then you got Laszlo going, yeah, but you assume that's his first name. Could be his last name. He could be Mickey Guillermo. And then not long after that, you got Colin Robinson being asked to search for Guillermo, and he goes, "I'll do this just to show you how dumb you are. Yes, there are over 5,000 Guillermos in the New York metropolitan area, including Mickey Guillermo's, of which there are 4."
And I like that Laszlo isn't like upset that he's wrong there. He's more says like, see, it could be a Mickey Guillermo.
Yeah. that look on his face is like, I was right.
I think we're onto something here.
But yeah, there's just so many, like, in that in memoriam video as well. They're going through like the vampires that have died in the last year, and you just have Vlad on one of the people just go, he died because he got confused on daylight savings.
It's a deadly mistake, man.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I mean, I've got so many lines that are written down, but I don't want to just keep thinking.
Oh, sure. And there's a line a minute in this episode. Like that's kind of what it's good for. I think we can all agree it's a good episode. But with that, unfortunately, I think we're at the end. We've finished season 2 of What We Do in the Shadows, which means that we've kind of finished Who, What, When, Where, Why We Do in the Shadows. I'm not going to miss saying that name.
Hey, you chose it.
Yeah.
I'm well aware. Why do you think the next podcast is not named The Goodness Gracious Great Balls of Death? Because I don't want to say that every week. Granted, Reggie's 4-barrel ice cream is also kind of a mouthful, but
it's better though. Reggie's
Minor
4-barrel
victories.
ice cream is a pretty awesome. I mean, if Ben and Jerry's came out with a flavor called Reggie's 4-barrel ice cream,
I would definitely eat it.
I'd eat no matter what it is. Like even if I don't like it,
I'm going to pick it up.
It's definitely a sweeter name.
Yeah. So we do still have one more episode of this show. I'm not going to say the name again because it's annoying. And we're going to get Drew back for that episode. God damn it. I know his schedule's been a little nuts, but we want to have Drew back because it doesn't feel right without him. So we'll get Drew back, and we're going to do our series wrap-up. And we're going to treat it as if we're done with the whole series. And if we're very fortunate and we do seasons 3 and 4 later, then we'll do that. But just in case we don't, we're going to kind of wrap things up and say what we liked about the show, what we liked about season 2, and it'll be a really fun wrap-up show. And then after that, we'll move into Reggie's 4-barrel ice cream, which I'm incredibly excited to get started with because I love Phantasm.
yeah. And we've been talking about doing Phantasm for quite a while now. I think we were talking about it way back before we even did the Resident Evil films.
I think it was on the docket for Resident Evil. It was like, we're going to do Phantasm, maybe Resident Evil. Like, yeah, that one's been kicked around for a while because it's a fun series. It's a very well interconnected series, and it's just batshit. Like it's just batshit, and also, admittedly, pretty fucking terrible at times. Like just absolutely awful, like borderline unwatchable. But that's kind of what makes it good.
Like, it's awful in the best kind of way, though.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. At some points, it's like, we're gonna try to recast this guy. That didn't work. Let's bring back the other guy. Like,
whoa! The second one is my favorite.
I can't wait to talk about this. Part 2 is my least favorite of the entire franchise.
Really?
I'm excited to talk about this with you. We'll get there.
But it's awesome.
That's part of the problem. We'll get to it. Anyhow, we need to finish this show first. Quick round of plugs. Be sure to check out Demon Days. New recording session is done. I love being the bullywug on that thing. It is so much fun doing the narrator every week. And the show is just a blast. So I highly recommend you check out Demon Days, an actual play podcast. And then the series finale of Behind the Hype is coming up very, very soon. We're going to do the final movie for Bette Midler month, which that month has now been, I think, 3 months because we have to keep taking breaks. And then we're going to do a wrap-up episode, and then Behind the Hype will be shut down for, I think, something between like 6 and 9 months before we come back with an entirely different show, which is very exciting about. I know John's excited about that next one, too. But be sure to check that out. Joel, what you plugging?
Super GG Radio Video Game Podcast. We talked about stuff. We have a Twitch channel, twitch.tv/SuperGGRadio. My wife and I just finished It Takes Two. It's fine. And we also have a Patreon, patreon.com/SuperGGRadio. And then Afterthoughts Podcast, where my wife and I occasionally find time to read books and talk about them.
Hey, have you guys done Dune?
What's Dune?
It's a good response.
You know what Dune is.
You know. You gotta let that spice flow, Joel. That's all I'm saying. Matt, do you have anything to plug? No? Great. Anyhow, do you actually have anything to plug? I feel bad doing that to you every week.
No, I don't have anything new to plug. There's
know what?
thing that we talked about that may happen.
Yeah.
But I don't want to start plugging it just on the off chance it doesn't happen.
Just because I talked about it at work this past week with somebody, I'm going to say go back and read I didn't talk about the specific article. We talked about the television special. But I said go back and read Matt's special on V, because I convinced somebody at work to give that show a chance, and they really liked it. Because of course you do. If you haven't seen V, you will love it. And Matt's breakdown on it is it's very entertaining, and I highly recommend you check that out.
And the actual writer and director of the original miniseries loved it as well.
Yeah, it's a good article, and it's a fucking amazing miniseries. Like something that you turn on like, well, this is gonna be dated and boring, and then about 10 minutes in, you're like, no, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Wow, Brian, you guys have a pretty nice website.
Yeah, I'm gonna take all the credit for it. It took me so much hard work. I can't believe how difficult it was. John did all of it. John did a great job. I love taking credit for John's work, but no, John did it all, and he did a good job. Our website looks.
Now, is it John or Jahan?
Jahan, of course. It was a horse. Did I not make that clear that a horse made our website?
Me.
All right.
There he is. He just walked through my living room.
That Jahan, he gets everywhere. That's everything, right? We did it?
You didn't have to inseminate the horse, did you?
I mean, is that not what you're supposed to do with horses?
Especially boy horses.
Oh, I thought you just liked it.